What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Next Gen 720, and I am back with another video. Now, I originally did a video on this Friday. The video was up to like 15,000 views, whatever the case may be. I got a notification from Sony to take the video down. I don't want any smoke. Took the video down. But it was some leaked gameplay footage from God of War. Now today, I guess the embargo may have lifted. I've seen everyone doing their analysts, their breakdowns. And again, this is more in depth. Now I know more about the game. The gameplay has changed dramatically. Still a hack and slash at heart. But actually, check it out. This will be the first. I don't know what the hell we got. Where we at? I don't know. Oh, sorry. This will be the first video that I ever taken notes for. Now, let you know right now, I'm a huge God of War fan. Oh, before I start. Anyway, listen. Like I said, the button layout has changed. Now, normally during God of War, you would use the face buttons, where triangle, X, and circle for combat. Not anymore. You know what I mean? That has changed. Now you're gonna use the shoulder buttons. It says here, big changes have been made to gameplay. Instead of using the face buttons to attack, now use the shoulder buttons. For light attacks, you're gonna use R1. For heavy attacks, you're gonna use R2.
It's
you know
right.
Oh,
See what I mean?
Read that there. You're gonna use R2. Also, too, your axe plays a major role in this game. From what I'm saying, I think the axe is the only weapon that you use during the game. Normally, in the previous God of War series, you use a bunch of blades, a bunch of different weapons. But your axe, kind of like Thor, no pun intended, is your main, or I think the only weapon that you have during the game. Maybe later on, some DLC, they may give you a spike back or whatever the case, however they freak it. But right now, the axe that I'm seeing is your only weapon. Like I said, the axe plays important. Not only are you going to use the axe for combat, you're also going to use the axe to solve puzzles throughout the game. Now, one of the gripes that people had that were complaining about God of War was the lack of the feature of being able to jump. Now, you are able to jump in this game, but only when scripted. Only when scripted, you're going to be able to see you got to jump over a little ledge or something, but you're not going to be able to jump freely. And I don't have an issue with that. I don't. I know jumping was part of the main combat before your up, swinging stuff, but your character in the previous God of War was about that big. I mean, you guys, your character was about that big, and here your character here is about the size of the screen. You know what I mean? You don't need to jump. Like I said, the combat, from what I've seen, looks beautiful. I mean, looks beautiful. Let's play a little bit more here. Like I said, I don't want any problems with it. Let me see. You know what I mean? Now you just use your axe, to solve a little puzzle. Now also check it out. Pause it there. Before, in the older God of Wars, you remember you had to hold, tap the circle, tap it to lift up the crates. Now you're just punching through them, bam, go in there and take whatever you need, loot. Now you are picking up like some type of silver or something. Now that can be used. You're gonna see different. I'm pretty sure you saw it. Different parts of the game. You can upgrade your axe, your armor, and to pick up things or interact with things within the game, you're gonna use the circle button. Now, when you throw out your axe, now you're seeing it's kind of ill. You hold your hand out. You're gonna use the triangle. That brings the axe back. You're also picking up health. Before you in the previous God of Wars, you can get your health and stuff, through these little chests that you open. Not the case anymore. Yeah, your son Atreus plays a major that's so ill. Plays a major part of the game, major part of the combat. Now the square button is used in fight scenes for your son Atreus. Now, if you see at the bottom right hand part of my screen, he doesn't have any arrows here. That's how he can either use the arrows to arrows to stun opponents, to confuse them, and like I said, he holds his own. Your son, like I said, he's not just, you got to babysit him so he won't get hurt. And you know how you play those games, you got those rescue missions. Like, I'll give you an assassin. I'll give you a example. Assassin's Creed. And when you had to escort someone to the next point and you got to help them, keep them safe without them hurt, nah, your son gonna be out there fighting. Your son gonna be out there fighting. Now I told this story Friday, and I told it again. I was just on, YouTube looking for some God of War information. I'm a huge God of War fan, and I came across this story. Now I don't know if this is gonna be a part of the how you say the Day One edition or the like this edition, but a guy was reading the story, and it was Kratos, the mother, and the son. I don't know if the mother's dead now, but they told him not to go off in a certain part of the woods, and I don't know if this is a special gift that his son has, but he hears someone call him, and it's an animal that's injured, calling for him to help him. When he get there, and he wasn't supposed to go to this part of the woods, the dark part of the woods. He gets there, he sees the deer, buck, or moose, whatever the hell it is injured, has an arrow, and he's bleeding, but he sees much more blood. And then he sees the hunter dead and ripped up. And then he's gonna see these demons, whatever these enemies are. You know what I mean? He's stumbling, he's scared, he's a kid, he's stumbling, he's reaching for his arrow, he hits one of them with a dead shot, the other one rushes him, and his son gets cut with a blade, with one of the enemy's weapons or whatever. And he gets mad. He in himself whips out his own Spartan rage and just rushes the enemy. And out of nowhere, Kratos steps out of the dark and grabs the enemy by the throat and telling the story like it's ill. Like his son is a demigod, like his father. Also, too, from some of the earlier trailers that they released, part of the combat. For some of the older, look how he's bringing that axe back. From some of the older trailers that were released, you know what I mean? You see Kratos talking to a woman. The woman says that you tell your child what he is. Like he doesn't know that he's, he's a kid. I guess, with great talent comes great responsibility. Kratos hasn't told him yet, but he's a demigod like his dad. And also, too, another part of the trouble that when his son gets mad about something and see this guy run off in the background, kind of like laughing, and his son pulls out his bow and arrow and goes to shoot him. He said, "No, there's a consequence in killing a god." And then you see his son, "Well, how do you know?" You know what I mean? So, like, it's great. Like I said, their story, from what they're saying, plays, or the relationship between Kratos and his son Atreus plays a major part of the story, the progression of the story. I don't know what happened to the mother, what started him on his journey, all this, that has yet to be told. But the combat looks ill. Now, also, you see here that Kratos now has out his shield. To whip out your shield, like I said, I took notes. To whip out your shield is, see here, L1. L1, you use L1 to block, attacks, also to parry attacks. L2 is to aim. When throwing your axe, you see, the aim to put the little, the icon over them. And there's R2, which is the heavy attack to throw the axe. Also, if I'm not mistaken, some scenes you can also charge the axe up, you know what I mean, and it gets to deal out a bigger blow, more damage. The square button during combat. And the square button is, like I said, for your son. Like I said, he throws his arrows. He can stun enemies. Look. That boy's a bad motor scooter. Also, something that new that I noticed here, to run. You see, he just held his mouth. To run. To run is the L3 to run. You know what I mean? You hold the L3 button down to run. The R3 is used to lock on enemies. I mean, that's new. Also, too, he has combo. So if you throw someone, say a combo, you throw your axe, you freeze that point. You can run up on them, then and just use your hands and beat the hell out of them. Beat the hell out of them. Beat them to a pulp. Rodney King. Beat the dogs. Beat the brakes off their ass. You know what I mean? Another question people were having is Kratos going to be more toned down? I can let you know from what I've seen from these trailers. He is still just as brutal as ever. Still, we'll see this one part if I get to it. Like, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no flags or anything. Yeah. Now, also, too, some of these enemies are harder than the others. Like I said, this person is like kind of running through it, but he did say it does get tougher. A lot of the enemies, a little part right here, right? Now, this language, right? Another thing that your son is used for language. You see the XP just pop up on the screen. I'm not saying my man Kratos can't read, or that he's like the Prophet Muhammad. He's literally, it doesn't mean that he can't read. He doesn't understand the language and stuff that it was presented to him. So he has his son read whatever language is and he then Kratos goes solves the puzzle. I mean, I was looking for this one part, this combat, but it's simply the very important part to was the part where he was fighting this woman, whatever the hell she is, and she was too fast for Kratos, but son's fast as hell. He stunned him. Sorry, he stunned the woman, or whatever it is, with the arrow, and then Kratos once he stunned him, hit him with the axe, beat the hell out of him, beat him to death, and then scoop slammed him. You know what I mean? Scoop slammed him. Now, for those of you that may be new to my channel, since I started doing YouTube, I've always said that. Look at this, still. Always think. Look, throw him, slammed him off there. Always said that God of War is my favorite game. And not to seem like a noob, anything like that. The first God of War that I ever played was God of War 3. The reason I didn't play God of War 1 and God of War 2, it wasn't so much that I was in the Xbox, because a cool game was a cool game. My disc drive went on the PS2, and I didn't get another one. Right? My disc drive went, and I said I will pick it because when the PS3 came out, the original one, the 80 gig joint, I got one over there. You guys probably can see it. It was backwards compatible. You can play some of the older games up there. You know what I mean? But so the first one I played was God of War 3, and I remember me that Final Hercules was my brother. That one scene, that one boss fight, and I beat you. I mean, when I say that part, and with Hercules, when I say you beat him to a pulp, and that's why you got those lion. I don't know what the hell they were. Those big blocks on your hand, a steel lion, whatever they were. Turn that down, Maya, and beat him to death. I was like, oh my god, this guy is brutal. You know what I mean? So now, like I said, then I went back and played the other two, and I see why he got the ash on his body. But Kratos is a bad ass. Now check it out, right? Even, like I said, I was new to the God of War series when it came out. Like I said, first one I played was 3. I said then that they're gonna have to take him somewhere else because he done killed all of the gods. Like, he done killed Zeus. Like, where do you go from there? So then God of War 6 came out. Of course, I got that. I completed that. And it wasn't received well. It didn't sell well. And it wasn't that it wasn't a good game. Because I didn't really see different combat-wise between that and 3. It was like a prequel or whatever the case may be. Combat, to me, was still the same. But had Ascension came out before 3, it probably received a little better. Then Sony Santa Monica, Sony whoever, tried something new. They added a multiplayer aspect to the game. A lot of people didn't like it. Like I said, I never really played the multiplayer part of Tomb Raider. Like, I don't believe every game needs a multiplayer, but that's neither here nor there. You know what I mean? Hold on, Maya, turn that down. So they went back to the drawing board. You know what I mean? Sony Santa Monica, new engine, new gameplay mechanics, and from what I'm saying, they got a work of art here, man. They are a very, very talented, and you know what I mean. I know God of War sell-wise is not maybe on the level of a Gears of War or a Halo, but this here is, you know what I mean, an iconic character for Sony. To me, God of War Kratos is a bigger character than Nathan Drake. I much prefer God of War than started game. Like this here, I'm excited. You know what I mean? Listen, I don't buy theme. Well, I don't say I don't buy theme consoles, but if I already have the console and it's out and I'm fine with it, even like Xbox, I didn't buy any themed Xboxes this year. Wasn't that many, but they did have one. I don't buy them, but I pre-ordered the God of War PS4 Pro bundle. Now listen, I already have a Pro, and like I said, and I'm not even saying this is the best looking one. I'm just a huge God of War fan. Sony has had some real sleek, ill themed consoles this generation. They, you know what I mean, especially that first Star Wars one, that was nice. Also the 20th anniversary one, that one was nice. I even liked the Metal Gear Solid was that Phantom Pain, that one was cool. They had a few nice ones. Like I said, I'm just a God of War fan. Also, I pre-ordered the collector's edition bundle with the statue and stuff. You guys don't like my statues. I'm gonna put them on the shelf up for statues and stuff. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited. April 20th can't get here quick enough. April 20th can't get here quick enough, man. You know, like this game is just brutal. You know what I mean? Look, the shield, bang! Look, he got your son, bang, bang. Now, had that been any other child, you know what I mean? Because there's gonna be some parts where you get kicked in the chest and all that stuff. Oh man, a demigod. He hopped right back up and continuously fight. You know what I mean? He ain't no joke. He ain't no joke. You know what I mean? Look. Let me rewind back a little part right here. Now, here's a part when he's climbing. A lot of people, like I said, you know what I mean? They were making fun of him, but he got the sun on his back and stuff. Like I said, you can still jump only in scripted areas. You know what I mean? That's not really an issue. I mean, there's some health on the ground you can pick up. And like I said, to pick items up off the ground, you use the circle button. I don't have an issue with that. You know what I mean? Also, the developer commented on something like about the hype. They doing it like an RPG element. You get to upgrade your armor and your weapons and stuff. They said they didn't want to copy too much of Dark Souls, but this is the enemy here I was telling you about right here. With your son, look, you can see right here that Kratos is too slow for. Too slow. Too slow. Too slow. Look, flips the axe, everything. That's when your son is going to come into play. Bam! Hits him. You know what I mean? And so now you're able to. Oh, not yet. Again, whips his axe. The son's going to hit him. Stun him. Oh, bang! Look at this. 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 Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is too brutal. Too brutal for YouTube. When I say he beat the hell out this enemy, he beat the brakes off his ass and then slams him. Boom! I can't wait. Some of my excitement. I can't wait. Also, too, my man King P, you purchased the PS4 Pro from me. I emailed you, and also this is your number still. You have there on PayPal. I left you my cell phone number, so call me back so we can get the things, finally I will send it out to you Thursday when I go into the city. Probably gonna be a few more dollars for shipping if you want over whatever the case. I'm not sweating a few dollars, but call me so we can make sure that I have all your information correct. I'll send it out to you. Again, I emailed. They emailed that you have there on file. I emailed you my personal cell phone number, so call me so we get everything squared away. But at the end of it, like I said, this is your boy Next Gen 720. Let me know what you think about the new footage that was released from Sony. Are you excited? Are you getting the D1? Are you getting the collector's edition? Are you getting the PS4, the God of War PS4 Pro bundle? And everything comes out April 29th. I pre-ordered mine from Amazon. So hope I get everything. I should be on the 20th, but I normally go in the stores and buy my consoles. First time I ever bought a console from online, you know what I mean? I normally just walk into the store and put insurance on it, whatever the case. But anyway, this is your man, Next Gen 720. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm out of here, man. Bacon, bacon, bacon.